The sun was shining brightly in the clear blue sky. Birds were singing melodious tunes, perched high in the trees with sunlight filtering through the leaves, creating a magical atmosphere. It was a beautiful day in the park. The green grass was lush, and the flowers were in full bloom, painting the park with vibrant colors. Families were out enjoying the sunny day, children laughing and playing, and the air was filled with joy and excitement. A little puppy named Pipkin was there. Pipkin had floppy ears and a wagging tail, and he was full of energy and curiosity. He loved playing in the park, running through the fields of flowers and making new friends. He was a very brave puppy. Pipkin loved to explore. He sniffed at flowers, taking in their sweet scent. He chased butterflies, leaping and bounding with joy as they fluttered around him. Every day was an adventure for Pipkin, and he embraced it with all his heart. Today he wanted a big adventure. Pipkin spotted something interesting in the distance. His eyes widened with curiosity and excitement as he wondered what new discovery awaited him. On the other side of the park was a giant slide. Wow, thought Pipkin. The slide towered above everything else, gleaming in the sunlight. It looked like the perfect place for an adventure. What a big adventure that would be. Pipkin's heart raced with excitement. He could already imagine the thrill of sliding down and the wind rushing past his ears. This was going to be the best day ever. Pipkin bounded toward the slide, eager to zoom down its shiny surface. His little paws pounded the ground as he ran, his eyes sparkling with excitement. The playground was his favorite place, and the slide was the highlight of his day. But there was a problem. Pipkin skidded to a halt, his ears perking up in confusion. Something was blocking his path, and it wasn't just any obstacle. A big leafy bush stood between Pipkin and the slide. It was taller than him and seemed to stretch endlessly to the sides. The bush was thick with leaves, creating a barrier that seemed almost impenetrable. It was so big and green. The leaves were a vibrant shade, almost glowing in the sunlight. Pipkin had never seen such a dense bush before. It looked like a wall of green that stood firm and unyielding. Pipkin tilted his head, trying to figure out how to get past this leafy fortress. Pipkin was determined to reach his goal. He wasn't going to let a bush stop him from enjoying his favorite slide. His tail wagged furiously as he mustered up his courage. He wagged his tail and thought, "I can get through this!" With a deep breath, he prepared himself for the challenge ahead. Pipkin tried to push through the bush. The leaves brushed against his fur, and the branches poked at him, but he didn't give up. He pushed harder, determined to make it through. The leaves tickled his nose. He sneezed. The sudden sneeze made him pause, but only for a moment. He shook his head and continued his effort. Maybe there's another way, Pipkin thought. He took a step back and looked around, searching for an alternative route. The playground was full of possibilities, and Pipkin was ready to explore them all to reach his beloved slide. Pipkin looked closely at the bush. Could he jump over it? No, it was too high. Could he dig under it? No, the roots were too thick. Then Pipkin saw a small gap. It was hidden between the leaves. It looked just big enough for a brave little puppy. Carefully, Pipkin squeezed through the gap. He wriggled and wagged. Finally, he popped out the other side. "Hooray!" barked Pipkin. He had made it! Pipkin ran towards the slide, but then he saw something even better. Sitting by the slide was a beautiful bluebird. The bird looked lonely. Pipkin wagged his tail and crept closer. "Hello," Pipkin woofed softly. The bluebird chirped and hopped closer. Pipkin was so happy. He made a new friend. Pipkin and the bluebird played all afternoon. They ran through the garden, exploring every nook and cranny, their laughter echoing through the air. The bluebird would flutter its wings, and Pipkin would bark in delight, trying to catch up. It was a game of endless fun and joy. They chased each other's tails, darting around the trees and bushes. Pipkin's little legs moved as fast as they could, while the bluebird swooped and soared just out of reach. It was a delightful game of tag that seemed to go on forever. They rolled in the grass, tumbling and laughing. The soft green blades tickled Pipkin's fur, and he couldn't stop giggling. The bluebird chirped happily, enjoying the playful antics of his new friend. They were a perfect pair, full of energy and excitement. Pipkin even got to slide down the giant slide. He climbed to the top, his heart pounding with anticipation. As he slid down, the wind rushed past his ears and he felt like he was flying. The bluebird cheered him on from above, and Pipkin couldn't wait to do it again. As the sun began to set, Pipkin knew it was time to go home. The sky turned a beautiful shade of orange and pink, casting a warm glow over the garden. Pipkin and the bluebird sat together watching the sunset, feeling a sense of peace and contentment. He had faced a challenge and made a new friend. What an adventure! Pipkin realized that the best days are the ones spent with friends, exploring and having fun. He felt proud of himself for being brave and trying new things. Pipkin trotted home, feeling proud and happy. His little paws patted softly on the path, and he couldn't help but smile. He knew that he had made memories that would last a lifetime, and he couldn't wait for his next adventure. He learned that even little puppies can have big adventures. Pipkin's heart was full of joy, and he knew that he could do anything he set his mind to. With his new friend by his side, the world was full of endless possibilities.